Each year, CIAA Weekend transforms Baltimore into something unmistakable. I like to call it a living, breathing family reunion. For a few powerful days, Charm City bursts with pride, joy, and purpose. Alumni return home, first-time visitors feel instantly embraced, students get to network, small businesses thrive, and Baltimore gets to tell its own story, not through headlines, but through a lived experience. Welcome to Be More Positive, a podcast brought to you by the Baltimore Times. I'm your host, Zuryna, and today we're talking all things CIAA Weekend. I had the absolute pleasure of speaking with two leaders at the helm of this action-packed weekend, Kireem Swinton, the interim president and CEO of Visit Baltimore, and CIAA Commissioner Jacqie McWilliams Parker. Baltimore often carries narratives written by people who don't live here, who don't invest here, and who don't experience this city beyond what's on the news. CIAA Weekend disrupts that narrative. It's a time when Baltimore gets to define itself on its own terms.
Oh, yeah.
So when people talk about CIAA Weekend years from now, what do you hope that they remember about how Baltimore shows?
I think I just want people to remember that to me, my first thought is when I walk around, it is like a Black family reunion.
It
It's a
is.
lot of love floating throughout. When you think about the number of people, like last year or this year, we welcomed, I think, a little over 32,000 people in the city. When you think about that many people moving around, just in general, you're like, wow, it's going to be amazing. But at the same time, to see it as a love fest is completely different. It's huge. Now, I'm an HBCU grad, Zuryna, so when I was at Howard, I felt like that was probably the safest space I'd ever been in those
Yeah.
years, right? No matter what, walking out of those dorms, going to practice, going anywhere, I always felt like I could just be myself. And coming back into this space, if you're here for 4 days or 5 days, that's exactly how you feel. So
Yeah.
I tell everyone that regardless of what they think about it, if they never gotten a chance to come and join in, like it's really huge for them to come and feel that way because more than any time in our lives, I feel like now is the best time to try and reinforce the fact that together we thrive and that we can help each other as a community and also just feel good in that moment and go back, laugh yourself to death and go back
Yeah.
to the work that you have to do. So for me, I want people to know that that's really what they get when they come here to CIAA.
What you heard Kareem describe isn't just an atmosphere, it's a sense of belonging. And when tens of thousands of visitors walk our streets, engage in our culture, and choose Baltimore as their place to celebrate, they leave with a feeling that lingers long after they've gone home. Now, let's talk about the signature moments that make CIAA Weekend truly unforgettable. I'm talking about the kinds of events that give you something to talk about for months. There's 22 men's and women's championship games, along with signature events including Fan Fest, Career Expo, Education Day, step shows, and so much more. There's truly no shortage of events.
You could go to a day party and show party events. You can go to evening events. You go to formal attire events. You can go to the games. Like there's so much that you can do. I think that it's difficult to pinpoint just one thing, but I would try to say that if you could spend a couple of days and show the entire vibe in different spaces,
Mhm.
because the vibe will be different in different spaces. They'll have something for everyone.
Now, I didn't attend an HBCU. I went to Stevenson University, and that sometimes makes you wonder, where do I fit in? But here's the thing, CIAA Weekend is for everyone. You remember when I said it's like a family reunion? Well, that's the feeling, that's the vibe, and all are welcome. Let's hear what Jacqie McWilliams Parker said. I know for me, I didn't attend an HBCU, but I always admired the pride and culture surrounding them. For someone who may be new to this space, who didn't attend an HBCU, why is CIAA Weekend such a great entry point to experience that culture and that impact?
Yeah, HBCUs are a staple to our country and our community. Like our great great grandparents and parents and aunts and uncles, when they had no other access, whether they went to college or not. Like this is where you went, right? So we can't lose the essence of why we were established in the first place and how doors and access were open through Black colleges for a lot of us. And now it's a choice, right? You have the smorgasbord of choices to go, whether you can afford it or not not, whether it's local or away. There's nothing like HBCU culture and family and community. There's nothing like when you go to a CIAA tournament, and whether you went to Virginia State or you went to Morgan State and you're there. Morgan was in the CIAA, Howard was in the CIAA, Delaware State, Maryland Eastern Shore. We all are interconnected in a way that just because you went to an HBCU, you're in the family. Now, if you didn't, you're still connected, because let's just go back. If you have an HBCU in your community, whether you're white, Black, Hispanic, doesn't matter, you're part of the legacy of ensuring that there's success of that institution in your community, period. Right? It's like your school.
Jacqie's message reframed everything for me, and I hope it does the same for you. Moral of this story, you don't have to wear the school colors to feel the pride, and you don't have to know the fight songs to appreciate the history. If you're here with your community, you're part of the legacy too. Okay, we've talked about the fun and exciting part of CIAA Weekend, which are the events and the activations, but let's talk about another big picture item. CIAA is not just a cultural highlight, it's an economic engine. Think about it. Every dollar spent during CIAA Weekend is intentional. It flows into local businesses, Black owned businesses, minority owned businesses, and into students and HBCUs that shape our future.
I think we do a really good job in getting on the radio and getting out in the community, and then having access to the elementary schools and the places where we would normally may not go, right? That's really important to me as a leader, that we're making a difference in the community way beyond the game. So there's just so many opportunities. I think every single year we're learning lessons, we're growing to engage. It's what Kireem said, there's 1.5 million dollars in minority owned purchasing. Like, that's huge. I've never been able to capture that prior to coming to Baltimore, and to have a real number and intentional way of engaging, to me, says a lot about what's important to us as priorities, as Black tourism, as an event holder, but also as collaborating with our city that, has made the investment to have us there.
The CIAA tournament is coming back to Baltimore through 2029. That long term partnership means stability, investment, and continued opportunity for the city of Baltimore, for tourism, for entrepreneurship, for students, and so much more. Think about it. When a major event like this commits to a city long term, it creates space for planning, growth, and momentum. And that's truly the definition of transformation.
Most
Absolutely.
HBCU students are first gen in their entire family. So just think about if someone was there for you, where you can just go to an event, you thought you were going to have fun, and all of a sudden you meet someone who would be a mentor or a boss or someone that can help you out later on down the line, give you an internship. There's so many possibilities here. So I want people to know this basketball is for sure is first, because the students need the money, but it's more than just about basketball. It's your people are here, ones that will embrace you, ones that have gone through the same things you've gone through. And sometimes, I've even been in spaces where I have a conversation. It's like going to church, Zuryna, like go to church, right? You go to church and then you're thinking, why am I at this men's fellowship breakfast when I don't know anyone? By the time you're in that breakfast and your meal, you end up feeling like you all were best friends, because you've gone through a lot of the same things. You can share experiences, stories, and then help one another in the future. And that's kind of what this is for those who have not attended HBCUs or want that same feeling back, who did it 10 years ago and haven't been to the tournament because they've been going to their own homecomings or just been busy. This is something they need to get to, because I promise you, you'll have a feeling that will last for months after you leave.
If you're a project manager like me and you're planning to attend CIAA Weekend or thinking about it, here are some ways that you can make the most of your time there. First things first, build your itinerary. Don't just go to the game, explore the brunch experiences, the step shows, Greek life events, and community panels. Number two, support small businesses. Baltimore's restaurants, boutiques, and local creators bring flavor and story to the weekend experience. And number three, document your journey. We are in the era of content creation. So, influencers, content creators, and everyday attendees alike, you have the chance to show an authentic side of Baltimore that people don't see in the headlines. Your story can help shape someone else's next visit.
So I need everyone to come in, and if they collab, if they go in separate places, I need them to show the different pockets of neighborhoods that have that vibe that people want to come to, because this is a love fest where we branch out all across the city, and there's neighborhoods and things for everyone here, no matter whether it's just CIAA or other things that we want people to pinpoint and talk about and show. so they can know that they're experiencing something different. For us, it's not just about the dollars you spend, it's the experience, so you can go back and tell the story. And I feel like influencers tell the best stories when it comes to the time you started getting ready for the day until how it ended. That's what people want to see because they want to experience it too, which only helps our city in the long run.
So, as a reminder, CIAA tournament tips off February 24th through February 28th at the CFG Bank Arena, with events happening all across Baltimore through March 1st. And this is your moment to show up. Show up for the culture, show up for the students, and most importantly, show up for our Black owned businesses throughout the city. Start planning now by visiting CIAAtournament.org or Baltimore.org to explore the full lineup of games, parties, community events, and experiences happening all weekend long. Oh, and here's the deal you don't want to miss. Fans can take advantage of the Book with the Bestie ticket offer. When selecting your tournament tickets, hit unlock and use the code BFF26, that's BFF26, to score 2 general admission tickets for $80 or 4 for $160 for Thursday, Friday, or Saturday single session games plus fees. This offer is valid through February 28th, so don't wait. Thank you for listening to Be More Positive, a podcast brought to you by the Baltimore Times. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at BTimesOnline. You can follow me at Lady Z Says, and of course, visit BaltimoreTimes-online.com for more positive stories about positive people. Stay tuned for more conversations that uplift, inspire, and celebrate the best of Baltimore and beyond. Until next time, stay positive.